Hi there and welcome back to Valley por Vida. Now, as promised, there's a lot going on in June and we want you to be able to plan for all the fun. So let's go ahead and see what observances we can take part in honoring this month by looking at the national calendar. So according to the nationaldaycalendar.com, apparently June marks National Adopt a Cat Month. You've seen our furry friends who are currently looking for a forever home in our Pet of the Week segment, but this month, through this observance, we can focus on our feline friends. I'm sure you see stray kittens and adult cats on the road or elsewhere, and they need tender love and care, whether it be from you, of course, from someone else, just to help, lead them to safety. And this is the perfect month to consider opening your heart and your home if you so please. Cats gotta have the proper care and nutrition just like us, so it's definitely a good time to think about our feline friends this month, but it's also a good time to consider eating healthy and our healthy habits and diet choices for ourselves, because June is also National Fresh Fruit and Vegetables Month. Very healthy. If you hadn't had a chance to incorporate these foods into your diet yet, or you maybe need a little bit more incorporated into the foods you eat, then this is a good chance to try out new recipes or even eat delicious foods like this as a snack. The natural sugar contents that make up fruits and veggies, it tastes good and it's all good for your body within reason, so of course it's a win-win. And while food items like candy may not have natural sugar, they're still good, at least they taste good, right? Which works out great too, because June also marks National Candy Month. So even though it's not Halloween time in the slightest, it's your little excuse to chomp down on something extra sweet tasting, some sweet treats, and just make sure you eat in moderation to avoid cavities, but otherwise, have at it. And candy's a good sweet treat to pack on special road trips or when you're doing an all-day activity like a sports game or even camping. Just because it's small, you can, stuff it into your pocket. It gives you a little burst of energy and it's tasty. Actually, it would be the perfect time to go camping in June, for National Camping Month. And while the weather may be a bit, up and down in Texas lately, definitely see if you can try, to go out there. It's nice to just get away and surround yourself in an environment that complements nature. You get to feel the sun on your skin and hear the water flowing and listen to the sounds of the trees rustling nearby and just relax and breathing in natural airflow. It's so nice. It's so calming. And camping lets you step outside of 2022 for a sec and just indulge in all the beauty that the great outdoors has to offer. And if you're indeed an outdoor adventure-loving kind of person, then you might consider a bigger journey, something like a cruise. That way you can take a ride to a new location and see all that there is in this great world. June marks National Caribbean American Month, so maybe take a Caribbean cruise to see how they live over there. Immerse yourself in their culture and in their beautiful crystal clear waters. But more than that, this month is a chance to celebrate all that is Caribbean American heritage and culture. We're talking history, background, customs, and everything that comes along with it. It's a good chance for us to educate ourselves when it comes to the way others live, where they came from, and who they are exactly. Take a look outside of ourselves and just take a moment to appreciate others. We'll certainly make an effort to do so, and we hope that you have a chance as well. And since we're on the subject of staying safe, how about we talk a little bit about what we can do in the event of a natural disaster. Even with, meteorology, we might not always see something coming, and it's those instances when we wish we'd been prepared. Luckily, we're able to share some helpful hurricane tips from Generac that tie in perfectly in time for hurricane season rapidly approaching. It's just precaution, to make sure that you're covered in the event of a sudden strong storm or a power outage, and there are 6 helpful tips that their team wants us to be sure that we're not overlooking.
Good morning, Kyle Robbie, President of Consumer Power at Generac Power Systems. I'm excited to talk to you today about hurricane preparedness and being ready for storms as we enter the storm season of 2022. Preparing for hurricanes is pretty simple, but it does have to be thoughtfully done. There's some really simple things that you can do before the storm season. Have water, have perishable food, be ready to spend a couple days inside your home with those basic essentials that you absolutely need to get by day. The other things that you absolutely should think about is as the storm comes, you want to talk to your family about, are my electronic devices charged, right? Do I have all of the electronics needs that my life has really come to depend upon? ready to go if the storm were to happen. You also want to start thinking about, should I photograph my home? You never know what's going to happen, and you want to have a good record of everything that's inside your home to make sure that if something were to be damaged, you've got a picture of it, you've got a video of it, so you know what has to be replaced if you have to talk to insurance companies. Last but not least, as you think about the power needs, if the power should go out, there are a lot of options, but whatever option you have, whether it's a portable generator, a standby generator, even battery backup, make sure it's fueled up, make sure you've started it, make sure it's charged, make sure it's ready to do what you actually purchased it for, so that your house is ready to go just in case. There are actually quite a few options, and they've grown over the years. I think the most common option that someone has available is a portable generator, and many people own them already. Those portable generators are great. Again, you want to make sure you're prepared. You want to make sure you've started them before the season. But as you go into the storm, make sure you've got gasoline, right? They're going to run anywhere between 6 and 10 hours on one tank of gas. Have another gas can ready to go, so that should it happen or should you need it to run for a longer period of time,
Special thanks to Kyle for those tips. And as we learned, remember to photograph your possessions, purchase supplies ahead of time, keep a generator handy and ready to go if possible. And of course, you don't always have to evacuate if you feel it's not what's best, but it is a good idea to have a plan in place. So definitely keep that in mind. And that's all our time for now. Thanks again so much for joining us today, and be sure to tune in again next time for a lot more tips and other lifestyle information. And as always, don't forget to follow our team on social media for exclusive behind-the-scenes sneak peeks at what we've got coming up, and for your chance at your comment or your question to be featured on air with us. And as always, visit valleycentral.com to rewatch some of today's favorite segments. We've got all of that and so much more next time on Valley Por Vida.